This is going to be a pretty short video, guys, and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to end up covering it, but I got enough people asking me and tweeting me about the subject that I just felt like it was necessary to do a video. There is some Jump Force news, and sadly, no, it's not about one of the 4 remaining DLC characters. Technically, we already know 2 of them because of some data mine files. Don't worry, I won't talk about who they are, just in case you missed that news and you don't want to know who the remaining DLC characters are. What we do have news about is the Nintendo Switch release date for Jump Force. Now, the Nintendo Switch release for Jump Force has always been a little bit interesting to me because before the initial announcement of Jump Force for Nintendo Switch, we had speculated about whether it was ever going to happen or not, and I personally lean towards the side of, no, it's probably not ever going to happen just because it would be significantly difficult to make it happen. And logistically, it didn't seem possible for them to make a Nintendo Switch port of the game. I don't know what motivated them to decide to go for a Nintendo Switch port. Now, I'm personally happy that they have decided to do this because, of course, I play a lot of my games on Nintendo Switch. I don't know how much Jump Force I'm going to be playing on my Nintendo Switch, but I'm certainly happy to have the option. Are they going to be able to pull it off, though? Is this going to look good and also run good? I don't know, man. It can't be easy. A game that I would say is graphically comparable to Jump Force, at least visually, is Mortal Kombat 11, and that game had to scale back a lot for Nintendo Switch. Now, it still looks great on Nintendo Switch for a Nintendo Switch game, and that game runs at 60, and I'm guessing Jump Force will target 30 frames instead of 60 frames, but regardless, Mortal Kombat had to scale back a lot. Now, they did just recently release gameplay. That's what you're seeing in the background, but I'm curious to see how much of this is actually what you're going to see on Nintendo Switch. What some Nintendo Switch games do, and this isn't even just a Nintendo Switch thing, sometimes with mobile ports of console games, they'll do this as well. For cutscenes, they'll actually just show a video of it running on the native console. So for example, if you play Injustice 2 on mobile, the full campaign is in Injustice 2 mobile. You can play the entirety of the Injustice 2 story right there on mobile. But the cutscenes that you actually watch while you play are the same cutscenes that you can see in the story mode on console. They're not adjusted anyway for mobile because you're just looking at a video rather than your mobile phone actually rendering those cutscenes. I wonder if they're going to do that for Jump Force on Nintendo Switch. It seems like a reasonable solution. That way you don't have to do a bunch of in-game rendering, and that way the game could look a little bit nicer, at least during cutscenes. Perhaps that's why the cutscenes look so good in the footage that they've shown us. Even just looking at the little amount of gameplay that there is, you can see that they have scaled back a little bit. You have to pay pretty close attention to it, but there's certainly less shadows, there's less visual effects, and I hope it all comes together nicely. What they've shown us looks good. It's just a matter of us getting our hands on it, playing the Nintendo Switch version of the game, and having it not run really slowly and having it still look good. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a ton of hope for the Nintendo Switch port, but I've always got an open mind to anything, and I'm excited to see if they manage to pull it off, because if they do pull it off, hopefully this means more Nintendo Switch Bandai Namco games in the future, because I do love playing on my Nintendo Switch. I do want to mention that, of course, Once Justice 2 has officially added Hawks to the game. For some reason, he's not available on Oceanic servers, so I actually haven't covered the release of the character yet. I will get around to it whenever he is released on Oceanic servers. Oceanic is just the region of the world that I live in. Oh, I forgot to mention, literally the reason we're making this video is because we now have a release date confirmation for Jump Force on the Nintendo Switch. That release date being 2 months from now on August 27th. For North America, that will likely be August 28th. So that's it from me. Let me know what you think about Jump Force on Nintendo Switch, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next video.